FunPop. FunPop. FunPop.
2 weeks.
Yeah, you've been away for like 3 weeks, I think now. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is FunPop, episode 23, I think. Yeah, we've been really sporadic lately.
Yeah,
That's what we were
23.
just talking about.
Hold on. Why does it say Mav under my name?
What?
Yeah, it does.
That's weird.
Mav. Why is it?
Hold on.
Well, I'm changing it.
I can
The
change
fuck?
it. There you go. I think I accidentally changed your name to Mav. It's fixed now. It's Psycho. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is FunPop, episode 23. We are live. Yeah, we've been sporadic lately with this show. A lot of stuff going on. You know, Psycho got crazy party hardy at a concert. We had
Oh yeah.
a lot of stuff going on with our house and stuff. Like my daughter's being sick, me being sick, and then Kate being sick, and then whatever. We're here. We were here last week. We're here this week. And hey guys, you guys saw him last week, but not with a face. This time he has a face. He's a real person, and we have he's actually back as an official panel member of FunPop now. So hey everybody, say hello to our newest panel member, Jasper. What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Hey, chat. How's it going tonight? Thanks, Mav, for letting me be the regular member on the panel now. So looking forward to it.
Heck yeah, dude. Looking forward to having you on. Mr. Knowledge, kind of. You're always had been in the chats kind of hanging out, and then we go to you for questions when we have questions because you seem to know everything, especially about certain topics. But also you're into a lot of the same stuff that we were. So it's been fun getting to hang out with you, play games and stuff. And now you're on one of our shows, so it's gonna be awesome. this is the show that nobody watches too, so like he ease you into everything, right?
Yeah.
So welcome to Fun Speculation and welcome to FunPop.
Thank you.
And guys, you missed him last week because he had a hangover, I think, and that is the one and only Psychonauts. What's up, mellow fellow? How's it going, dude?
What's up? Well, yeah, let's go with hangover. Yeah, I was hungover very badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what we'll go with.
stick with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man.
No, it's been a crazy fucking week. Actually a crazy month. But a lot of things been announced, and what's been going on in the movie world, and seen some really cool trailers. And if you guys haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, why are you waiting to watch it? Like, seriously, you need to go watch it. It's good. And and if you haven't watched it, well, we're about to spoil it for you. So
yep. This is
sorry, not sorry.
This is if you don't see the thumbnail, guys, in the title, I've made it very clear. This is spoiler city today for Shang-Chi. Where we held back last week and giving our like deep dive, right? And Psycho didn't get to give his review last week, so we're gonna get his review as well. But we're gonna go deep dive and we're gonna try and figure out what's going on in the world of Shang-Chi and what it means for the MCU, kind of decipher some stuff, try and figure some of this stuff out. And this is one of the most fun things to do when one of these movies comes out now. I feel like this is the first one in a while that's really worth doing that with now, right? Because like Loki was, with the show, Falcon Winter Soldier, yes, but like Black Widow is kind of like out of place a little bit for the timeline. So like we didn't get to speculate a lot, right? But this right now is like, hey, Shang-Chi opens up a whole world of possibilities. But before we get all into that, I want to know just overall impressions, Psycho. Like, did you enjoy the movie? Where are you at with it?
Oh yeah, I went to the theater and watched it. It was like a through what do they call it, matinee showing. So yeah, and it was a packed house.
Mm-hmm.
I was very surprised that how many people were in the theater when I went. Because I was like, oh, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not too many people, but it was a packed freaking house. But man, that movie was freaking awesome. I enjoyed every freaking second of it. It was a a, a lot of action and story type driven movie. Kind of had the feel of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with its message, and its art style, and how they were, when they were talking about his Shang-Chi's mother and how his father, how they met. It was very, very, very well done. Choreographed very well. It was I enjoyed it. It was it
1 out of 10.
he was I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's what I gave it. Is that what I gave it last week? I think that's what I gave it.
Yeah, I think so.
What did you give it?
It was
Jasper.
Me or
Yeah,
Psycho?
last week. Did you give it a?
I didn't rate it. I didn't see it last week.
Oh, that's right. Holy shit, you're right. We didn't get to get your review last week either. It was me and Steele that had seen it, right? Okay.
No, you were the only one that seen
What?
it. Still haven't seen it either.
Steele hadn't even seen it. Okay, shit. All right, here we go. Okay, so go ahead, Psycho. Sorry. What else were you saying?
No, so like it was really awesome, and I definitely enjoyed what they did story wise and how they delivered Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and how it came about and what they were. At first, I thought it was just like an organization, but then it was more than that. It was actually these gauntlet type rings that gave the user, supernatural powers.
Mhm.
so it was really freaking. It was really cool. I like the the Chinese mythology with the food dogs and everything that they were showing, and it was just and the actor that played Shang-Chi freaking was he was good freaking actor. Like it wasn't like uh he was bad, and it was really well done, and very very well
Yeah, and he has like no
well made
credits.
movie.
It's crazy. They just pulled this.
Yeah.
It's like they just pulled this guy off the street. Hey, be in a
No,
movie, be in the biggest Marvel movie that there is. Come on, let's go.
he tweeted freaking Marvel and said, "Hey, let's do the Shang-Chi movie," and then boom, they
Yeah,
they're
it's
like,
crazy.
"Hey, come in for an audition," and he fucking stole it.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Like, what a good casting too. Like he's
Yeah.
Shang-Chi now, right?
Yeah.
Jasper. Okay, last week, like we talked about it. And you're right. I forgot that you hadn't seen it yet and all that. What's your review like?
It's definitely top half Marvel movies. Like, I mean, it's not that any of them are really bad, but it's up there. I'm trying to like, I hate doing 1 to 10 scales, so it's kind of hard for me to do that. But
Yeah,
I'm going to give it an 8 for a rating. I think there's like, yeah.
Okay.
It could have been like, I don't know. I wanted something more out of it. I just can't place it, but I liked it. Yeah.
You liked it. So you can't place what it is that was missing, but you feel like there's just something missing that you wanted it to do that it didn't do for you.
Yeah.
But like, so when you say for top half of MCU movies, right? Like, what is that cutoff point? What's like the bottom half start?
I mean, bottom half has to be like Thor 1, Iron Man 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Iron Man 3 is
I put the bottom half would be like Dark World and Iron Man 3.
Yeah, see, but all these are still good movies though. It's like we're like nitpicking, you mentioned Iron Man 3, right? Which is interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
This movie fixes
it saved that
Iron Man 3, right? Because I'm the Mandarin. It was me all along. Like that whole thing at the end with Guy Pearce, right? And you're like, really? Are you the Mandarin, or are you just like a rich dude that's like has an inferiority complex? Like I don't know who you are. So Guy Pearce as the Mandarin. I'm glad they just like got rid of that now, and it turns out that's not what was actually going on, right? And then they tied it all together with Ben Kingsley's character, right? Thankfully, Trevor Slattery made his appearance, right, and was gracing the stage with his great acting abilities, and he kind of tied the whole thing together. And I thought he actually, like at first when I saw him in the movie, I was like, oh my god, okay, hopefully this is not going to go down this. And then I saw like the fluffy unicorn pillow thing,
Oh, the chicken pig?
Yeah, whatever it was. The chicken pig. And I was like, okay, like this is going down this path now, but like it didn't go down a bad path. Like they retained their like place, right? And like I thought it was still good.
He was comic relief in there.
Yeah. Trevor Slattery.
Yeah, Trevor definitely brought comedy. Well, him and Shang-Chi's female friend, the comic gold or come out both of them.
Yeah,
was just like I was like, all right. It was funny enough, but serious enough at the same time. I mean, there were some low points, but it wasn't too bad. But it was still good.
Yeah, it kept you engaged the whole movie, right? Just
throughout the most part, yeah.
Yeah, solid. I felt like there wasn't a lot in there that was like not necessary, right? Like we talk about, and sometimes in movies, like they could have gotten rid of this whole complete section, and the movie like is still the same, and it was like a big waste of time. I felt like each one of the parts in this like mattered.
See, I felt like some of the temple stuff when they were at the Three Rings compound could have been like a little faster, but
yeah, the Three Rings compound. So like when they're like
Yeah.
going over like and having dinner with his dad and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that part, like I said, that was probably the low points of the movie, but you know, it wasn't. They didn't spend a long amount of time on that, so it wasn't too bad. It
Yeah.
just, you know, it just like it went. It
To
was a good
the whole
mixture.
purpose of that whole segment though, I think, was to actually create some level of empathy for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Mandarin's character, right? Because he is actually just being misled at this point, right? So that this is spoiler territory right now. Like he's doing his act. He's going through all this craziness now after had becoming a changed man, right? Because he's actually being misled by the voice of the rings or the voice of the rings, the gate, whatever the monster is behind the gate.
the fucking
And
gatekeeper.
yeah,
That's
like
what
it's he's being misled by the voice, and it's actually it's pulling at his heartstrings because he actually does love their mother so much, right? So like that whole segment there for me like drives that fact home to where when he's still acting like a crazy man at the end and like doing all these horrible things, it's like, oh well, he's doing it for love. Right? Like that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what it comes across, even though he's wrong, right? Obviously, but like they do that part. I guess does achieve that to an extent.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, throughout the, you know, when he met his mother, he went from being, you know, a gangster triad to a family man. But when, you know, her life was taken because of his choice and actions throughout his life, caused he technically he's the reason why she died. So she definitely
yeah,
uh, they, you know, he just misses the one that he loves and so on and so forth, and you know, so I would have liked to see, you know, I mean, me personally, maybe they could have not killed her off, um but you know, maybe she was like he thought that she was taken away to is it Kung Lao, not Kung Lao.
Kung Lao, the Mortal Kombat character. Yeah,
Yeah,
they took him
Yeah, I
there.
forgot what name. I know what you're talking about. I forgot the
Tay
name of the
Lao,
place.
right?
But
Is it Tay Lao?
Tay Lao, that was it. Tay Lao. I knew it was something Lao. I mean, fucking, you know, bad hangover. uh,
Kung Lao. That's awesome. And
but yeah, no, it was
finish
good,
him.
man. It was it was nice. It was I liked what they brought, you know, and it was really cool. I now with the movie, where do they move him into the MCU now? That's I know uh w- w- I won't go into what happened, but a character came into get Shang-Chi and Aquafina. And I'll have Mav set that up. Someone came, grabbed them, and so I wonder where he's going to be. Is he going to be? Are we going to see him soon? Possibly. What is that? November,
I would say more Doctor
December,
Strange. We would see the
to
Shang-Chi guy,
March,
but yeah.
to March. So we'll see.
Is it Ta Lo? Is it Ta Lo?
Hello.
Ta
Yeah.
Lo. Okay.
I
I was
love.
trying to like see what
All
the
right,
name of
so I was off, everybody. Like I said, bad hangover.
it. It's all right. Hey, it's okay. So, all right. Part of why I wanted to do the spoiler thing for this is because there's a lot to discuss with, like, last week we were posed the question. I wonder if Shang-Chi is going to be a primary focus of the MCU, right? And it was like, well, I think this movie answers that question. And with how it ended, like they're pretty much saying like he's going to be a primary character going forward, right? I mean, is this really the start of Phase 4? The like actually official movie start? Really? I know like Spider-Man Homecoming was kind of supposed to be, right? Like, is this the
Um,
real official start here?
I well, I mean, really anything after Endgame
Endgame,
is.
yeah.
But, well, I mean, that stuff was Phase 4 as well. But this new, okay, it's the start of the new saga. Was pretty much anything after um Endgame. So Black Widow was not after Endgame. That was before. So that movie did not start this new
Yeah,
saga.
so Spider-Man,
Movie wise,
I would
this
count
started.
Spider-Man as the start, but
right, but there was like
Well-
nothing that really happened in that was like big world changing, except for like his identity, right? Like being revealed,
yeah, that's true.
I guess. This is
Yeah.
like sets up possibilities. I like Loki does as well, right? Loki,
Yeah.
Falcon Winter
TV
Soldier, like the TV shows,
TV
sure.
TV shows, those are setting the footsteps for the next saga. Movie wise, I mean, this starts to like kind of like focus it into that direction. But I really do think Spider-Man will set the next saga up in movie wise.
With the whole Doctor
Loki,
Strange thing.
yes, because Loki started with the TV series, but that set us up set us up with the story going with Kang and the multiverse, and
Or
same
maybe
thing with
Eternals too. We don't know what's gonna happen in that.
Scarlet Witch. That set it up, but I think when it comes into like big major catalytic events, it's gonna probably start with Spider-Man.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
they're setting up pieces right now. Like the Ten
Yes.
Rings has like a big focus for this franchise going forward, right?
I don't think we'll find out about the 10 rings until the next Shang-Chi movie though. Like I think they're gonna hold the
Yeah.
like the origins of the rings off until then.
I mean, it's gonna like originally it's gonna take like over 10 years for a lot of this stuff to pay off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, easily.
You know? Like
Easily.
that's like crazy to me. And like, okay, you want to get into this, the whole segment when they're asking at the end, like we're trying to figure out where the 10 rings come from. Like Captain Marvel doesn't know. Hulk doesn't know. But it wasn't Hulk. Okay? Remember last time we saw Hulk? It was
Yeah.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was having
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Bruce
'cause-
Banner.
Yeah. Well, that's a good story. That's a good premise because he was supposed, because technically he wasn't even in Endgame. He was in Infinity War, but he wasn't. I don't remember seeing him in Endgame.
he was in Endgame. He was Professor Hulk. He was built the time machine thing.
Yeah.
That was yeah, that was Endgame.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
snapped.
He
Brought everybody
wasn't
back.
so he wasn't at the last battle. That's what it was.
Yeah,
We
because
didn't see
well,
him in the
he
last
was, but like he's the one that snapped to initiate the last battle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And then he was like recovering.
that's it.
You know, he like took everything out of him and stuff, right? I think like he couldn't.
Yeah.
He was just trying to get out of the rubble and stuff at that point. But yeah,
Well,
he
talking
was
about
there.
Hulk, one of the characters in Shang-Chi will be returning for She-Hulk, Abomination. So
Yes.
Yeah, is
But now-
Abomination good now? Like him
No,
and like Wong are like
that's-
cool. They're like, hey, what's up, man? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, because he was, like Wong was like, "Yo, come here." We'll fucking, and he was just like, "Okay," and he just like, he was just like, he walked off, wasn't aggressive towards Shang-Chi at all, and I was just like, hold on, I remember him in 2008 in that movie. He wanted to kill everybody.
it's also going to be the same actor. Like I don't know if he's going to be able to like switch, but like Hulk or not. But it's the same actor like underneath that doing his
Mhm.
voice.
Yeah. yeah, that was also Marvel
See,
did
now
say
I'm gonna
that.
have to go back and watch that movie, even though that's like, if we're gonna be real here,
That's
like
bottom of the barrel.
what's the worst MCU movie? If that counts as an MCU movie, which it does, when they talk about the start of the MCU, there's Hulk and Iron Man. That's what they talked about, right?
I say Hulk started the MCU. Everyone says Iron Man, but Hulk's the one. The Hulk movie is what brought and led up to the beginning of, they talked about Iron Man. And that brought
Well,
that
Iron Man
this
made a
whole,
cameo at the end of Hulk, right?
yes,
With the end credit scene.
Or the
with
general. I don't know.
Thunderbolt
It was
Ross.
someone. Yeah.
Thunderbolt Ross, and it was and
Oh, okay.
Tony Stark. So that's what started it, and that end cutscene gave us Iron Man. That was the beginning of the actual Marvel Studios movies, because
Yeah.
that one was still what, Universal, the
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. So it wasn't like a Marvel Studio movie, but I think that's laid the foundations for this Marvel Studios and say, listen, this is what we're gonna tell our story how we want to, and then here we are, what, and 11 years later.
Longer than that now. It's been like
12, 13.
no, even longer than
Yeah.
that. Like how long? Okay, when did Incredible Hulk
2008.
come out?
Yeah, it was 2008.
Yeah, so 13 years.
13 years, yeah.
13 years later.
It seems like 20. Doesn't it? There's been so many freaking movies, man. Like, really think about this too, right? We talk about the success of the MCU and how they've achieved this over so many films and stuff. And like, how many movies was there? 20 or so?
I think there's 24 now.
Okay, 24 movies in 13 years. That's like pretty freaking impressive, right? And I think the first few years there was only like a couple, right? So add up like over,
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's like doubled in the last like few years.
Now we get like 3 or 4 a year.
Yeah, it was like 4 movies this year. There's Spider-Man, Eternals, Shang-Chi,
Was Black Widow this year?
and Black Widow. Yeah. That's 4 movies this year. Now, granted, some of them were probably supposed to come out last year. Like Black Widow would have probably been last year, and Spider-Man could have even potentially. I don't know. I don't know what their original plans were, but COVID.
Spider-Man would have been early this year, and
They always push those movie rounds anyway. So
yeah.
And Doctor Strange is supposed to be a summer movie. So yeah, it definitely, everything got pushed back. Like, if to me, like 9 months, it felt like.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like Winter Soldier, the Falcon Winter Soldier, and Loki, that was supposed to be all last year as well. So so it's kind of like 2020 never happened, if you try to fucking put it out of your mind. But so at least we got them. We're getting them. We still got She-Hulk coming. We got freaking
Morbius.
well,
Yeah.
that's a Sony movie,
Oh, yeah.
so it won't be. I don't know if it's going to be canon with the MCU, but with Spider-Man, it might. I don't know what Marvel and Sony what they have talked, and what they're gonna do.
Somebody said something on Twitter about, hey, Venom will meet Spider-Man one day. They're just taking their time. I was like, okay.
Well, with the multiverse, you never know. Maybe this Venom will appear in the new movie.
It could very well.
Possible. I just like for me, if you're gonna do Venom, like give the class the way they're doing Venom is cool. Like if for his own movie, I guess if you have to do it that way, like I still enjoy the movie, but like having Venom, like he was created from the events from Spider-Man. Like they don't just exist in 2 different things and run into each other later. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, we've existed in the same world for a long time, doing our own thing. Now, I am Venom. I am Spider-Man. No, it's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, because freaking Spider-Man had the symbiote suit first, and and then went to the bell tower to the church in I think what was it, Venezuela or something. It was somewhere down South America, and the Eddie Brock was happened to be in the same place doing some kind of story, and then got the symbiote suit. So with the Venom movie, kind of took it off its the path of what the story was, because in that movie, Spider he got it because of the experiment, because it went what the experiment from outer space came crashing down. That's how he got it. So it was like, so that's off kilter. Like I would like to see possibly Spider-Man appearing in the and Carnage movie that's coming up. What, October,
Yep.
Jasper? So possibly, maybe Venom and Spider-Man meet up
Yeah, I
and take
hope,
out
man. It's gonna be
Carnage.
so
Yeah,
weird.
but Sony would just do a new Spider-Man. They wouldn't bring
Yeah.
the old one back.
That,
Well,
and I think rightfully so at that point, because you don't like want to confuse people and have like Tom
Yeah.
Holland Spider-Man in that world. Like it's just like, because then they're connected.
I feel like the only one that fits would be Andrew Garfield for that, but
Yeah,
Well, anything's possible with this new, what we've seen in the rumors and everything, that we're seeing a Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man movie. So possibly, maybe Andrew Garfield Spider-Man will appear in this movie. We don't know. This is just speculation, but
yeah. I would bet money that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are both going to make at least a short appearance in this new Spider-Man movie.
yeah, there will be.
There's been too much stuff out there, right? We'll see. Like we'll see what happens. But going back to the Shang-Chi. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, got off topic. Sorry.
10 Rings. They are going to play, I think, a huge factor in the future of the MCU, and that's why they made such a big stink about it after the movie with the end credit scene. Because after they're like, "Hey, where's it from? We don't know. We don't know." Like, there's a reason they're like really curious about this thing, right? And it was Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel. Wong was telling Shang-Chi, "Hey, you guys," and why is Aquafina all of a sudden just automatically thrown into this with him? Like, hey, you're both of you, or this world is going to change forever, and he asked her to come along with him as well, right? Like she's important to something. Now, the only reason I can think of this is that he wants her to come along because they know something. And the only thing they could potentially know something would be like Doctor Strange, right? About some kind of forecasting of like the future of events, knowing that she's vital to everything. Because why else, like, does she just automatically get sucked in? You know what I mean? Does anybody have a theory about that?
yeah, I was
thought it
trying to
kinda,
think of something while you were saying that, like why she would even be important to like come along, but
yeah,
I just can't think of anything.
like
It's
it was
like-
weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, her coming along to with Shang-Chi, is that if she's like, I don't know, possibly they're gonna get her 10 ring, get her some kind of powers as well. And because she was able to use the bows and everything, so maybe she'd be kind
Yeah,
of like
another
a
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Hawkeye,
Hawkeye.
the Asian Hawkeye. So, we'll see.
I don't know, like, because yeah, she's basically his friend, right?
Yeah.
And other than that, like, she has no like importance or relevance to his power or abilities whatsoever,
No.
right? And like, it was just like was presumptuous that she'd want to give up everything in her life to move forward with this. You know what I mean? Like, just, hey, come on, you're needed too. Like, he has, like, you could say Shang-Chi like has a borderline responsibility now, right? Because hey, so, you know, say Spider-Man, hey, with great power comes great responsibility or whatever, and you know, like they know all the events that have been happening and stuff, like with the world and stuff. So obviously, you know, they're running into Wong and these things, and his world's gonna change now. He knows that,
Yeah.
but
No.
like her, you know, like
She can drive.
she can
Yeah.
drive,
She can drive.
sort of. I mean, she crashed the bus though. I mean, like
Well, she had to stop somehow.
that's true. But how much did she drive? Like really? Like she was the
Well,
driver.
She drove through the forest.
She did take turns.
Was she the driver in the forest?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, well that was impressive. Maybe maybe that's her superpower.
I think they got the wrong movie. That should be Fast and Furious then, but
no, but what I was just thinking of, going back to what were you saying with uh, Captain Marvel and Incredible Hulk, and where they're deciphering what these 10 rings, where the origins were, we possibly could find out during Eternals, because it was thousands and thousands of years, and they've been here for 10,000 years.
that's
If
what I was
anyone's
thinking.
going to know, it's going to possibly be the Internals. And
So-
maybe she's an internal and possibly dormant, and she doesn't realize it.
See, I was
Maybe.
thinking that the Ten Rings might be like a celestial thing because they showed the celestial in the Eternals trailer, but I don't know. That's just a guess.
Yeah.
It could be, because that would be maybe something they're not all aware of, really. Well, they know of. Do they know of Celestials? I know Thor would, right? Thor should know Celestials.
Well, they showed one in Guardians of the Galaxy because he held the Power
Right.
Stone in like a giant hammer thing.
Yeah, and
but
nowhere
that's the
is
only one we've
literally
seen.
the head of
Yeah.
a dead Celestial.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowhere is. Yeah. So we'll know. We'll see. Maybe she has some ties to that. Maybe, you know, maybe she doesn't know. Maybe, you know, they wiped her mind to keep her, you know, maybe she was a villain, or she was you know, she got too big for her britches, possibly, and they kind of like wiped her mind. And
I think she's
you know,
just a girl. that
who knows?
like
Hey,
I think she's just a friend, man. I don't know, dude.
But they wouldn't involve her if
I don't.
she
Yeah,
doesn't have
that's
some reason, though. That's the thing. So they
right.
make you want to speculate and think, why is she involved?
I have a
Why?
theory. I have a theory. Because Doctor Strange sent Wong to get them, probably, right?
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange probably sent Wong to get them, and
Mhm.
them because he knows that she plays a vital role in Shang-Chi's future, with maybe something that would be a hard decision, or something that would influence him, or maybe he knows that Shang-Chi needs her for some reason, right? I don't know, just a theory, but that's the only thing I can think of.
I'm trying to think of like another movie that did that. The only thing I can think of is Iron Man with Pepper Potts, like, but
Yeah,
I just can't think of another like tag along person.
Yeah, but even like he gave her a suit, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
like at least like
You and Rhodey, they have a suit.
yeah, like at least she has the ability to defend for herself. I mean, there's like the reason, like she's defenseless, you know, like she has no like.
No, she has the Hotel California.
You know what? That's
You
right.
don't sing them to submission.
Now, no. Okay, so what about the sister? Because this wasn't the only end credit scene. If you stayed until the very, very, very end, you see Shang-Chi's sister. Instead of cleaning house and shutting down the Empire, oh no, she's
Like she said she was
she's
going to.
taking control of the Empire and has turned it into something else, right? And it seems like maybe that has other implications with things that have been going on. There's implications where we didn't know in Falcon and the Winter Soldier who the power broker was speaking to and stuff at the end. Like, what if it was them or something. Who knows? I don't know. Like, what's going on with the sister? Like, is that going to play a role in the future, or is that just?
I would say it would tie more probably in with Black Widow because it seems kind of like a Black Widow like organization thing, like training assassins. But I don't know.
Yeah, like it almost felt like it was training for good instead of evil this time around. Like even though she was taking over the 10 rings, it didn't have that sinister feel with her taking over. It looked like they cleaned up, they had men and women training possibly to combat then a next wave of something. So possibly the power broker, we might see them figure out who the power broker. We still have the Dark Avengers. We still have the the Young Avengers. What's going on with that? With Elaine,
evil Elaine. I forget her name. I forget her name, so I just call her Evil Elaine.
With her, getting people to join. I'm assuming Dark Avengers or Thunderbolt Ross's team. So what are they setting this up? Whatever they're setting up, I think it's going to combat something. So I think it's for the good, but who knows?
I got evil from it. Like I got like one of those like anti-hero evil things going on, with this like organization where they're gonna like operate in the gray area. They'll like do good when they're needed to, but they're gonna do a bunch of bad shit in between, right? Like that's kind of what I get from it.
Those still got to get paid somehow. So,
well, she did run a like illegal fighting ring like on her own.
Yeah.
Right. Like nobody was forcing her to do that.
No, but that wasn't necessarily evil. But now she might be like maybe hired guns. You need protection. My people are going to protect you, but you got to pay.
It's so like the mafia. So she's like,
yeah.
Okay, that's what it is now. All right.
A new triad.
By the way, she was badass in this movie.
Yeah.
Like I thought she played a extremely vital role. I mean, she was in most of the movie, right? Mm-hmm. So I have
last half.
I think we'll see a lot of her in the future. When I say a lot, I don't necessarily mean like every movie, but like I think it's going to be a reoccurring character that's going to come up, and I don't even know what to call her right now.
Yeah, I don't even know her name in the movie.
Does anybody know what she goes by? Help me out in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment. What does she go by? Does she have a name other than just like her actual name? Which I forget what it was off the top of my head right now. Be interesting to know. And I also am curious, like, what more okay, so this other place exists now in
Zhengli.
Zhengli.
It was like XIALING. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to say Chinese names, but
Zayling.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like Xena Warrior Princess.
So this other whole area exists in Talo or Tailout or whatever. Fuck. And hey, there's like dragon scales and shit that give power to people. So that's a thing now too, right? Like,
but didn't they have those weapons and armor? That's why I'm thinking good.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe Aquafina maybe got to take some of that home with her.
I would assume so. She showed that she was able to. I mean, she shot the freaking dragon in the fucking throat. So, what was it? Shang-Chi doesn't take the or the dragon take the power of the 10 rings. Oh no, the dragons.
The soul sucker didn't suck the dragon soul out.
Yeah, that's what it was. So, so she saved the day. So I'm assuming they're like, okay, You showed that you did well. Here you go.
Yeah. So I think maybe when next time we see her, she'll have like her like dragon shit
Bow,
on.
possibly bow and a staff and geared up and
Get
ready
some
to go.
training from Shang-Chi, you know?
Now, is Ta Lo on Earth though? Like, or do they like travel to like another dimension when they go through the forest?
That's a great question.
I think they traveled through another dimension when they went to that waterfall. When they traveled through it, I think they went through another dimension and to
Was there a
Colorado.
waterfall they went through like after the trees? I don't remember.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah,
it was they drove right through.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah,
waterfall.
yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, and then that's when they saw the food dogs and everything. They're like, "What the?" And then the little chicken, pig chicken.
So is
chicken
that like
pigs.
part of the multiverse thing? Like you just another like dimension of the multiverse? Like
I would just think it'd be like another planet or something far away, but I don't know.
yeah. Maybe it's like a bridge to that planet, right?
Yeah, bridge that plane probably, and that's where they were holding this darkness. Now it was now it did get destroyed, correct?
The gate?
the soul sucker and everything
Yeah, the soul sucker died. Yeah.
that we know of, correct?
That
See,
one.
I'm thinking that the tentacle monster from What If episode 1 and was it episode 4? I think that's connected to that gate thing that they destroyed. But I don't know.
It
Think
could.
so?
Yeah,
Well-
that I think that was what we were thinking, Jasper. I think we were talking in chat.
See, I
too
thought
about
that thing was from Guardians too.
See, I think that was too small of a tentacle monster. I don't know what that was.
Well, I
No.
think they called it like an interdimensional beast or something at the beginning of Guardians 2 or something.
Yeah,
Like,
but that was a small thing. What was, because it was actually supposed to be in, what was it, the first Avengers, where Loki comes and tries to take the Tesseract and has his spear,
yeah.
and so technically through that portal that tentacle monster was supposed to appear, but they cut it out for some reason.
I'm
from
thinking the
movie.
tentacle monster at this point is just an ongoing gag.
Maybe.
Hentai.
Just something easy for them to put in something and make them like fight, or you know what I mean? Hey, what are we gonna have these guys fight here? Just that dumb tentacle monster. You know, the one that. What are we gonna have come through this hole? It's got to be something bad. Put that fucking tentacle monster. You know.
So they don't have to show anything. They can just show some octopus arms and
Yeah, they just like keep choosing the damn tentacle monster. You know, the interdimensional being, right, is what they call it or whatever. So yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. So anybody in the chat in the comments, hey, let us know what is the interdimensional being tentacle monster? Is he play a vital role in the future of the MCU? I don't know. I don't see it. Like I think it's too stupid.
you saying that stupid now like makes me think, oh, maybe he's not going to be the next big bad guy. So maybe.
Yeah, like a big giant. That would be like almost as dumb as the starfish from Suicide Squad.
That's true.
Unless it sets up fucking what is it, Blade, because he's like Blade is like the monsters, so he's like the
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, so if maybe like Cthulhu's style, like tentacle monster, something.
Maybe
Instead of having vampires, it's those little soul suckers that we saw in the Blade movie.
Good,
because they're like it's still sucking something.
They're still taking inside of blood. They're taking your life essence.
Yeah.
So and he stops. So I mean, that's a good premise to bring him into the MCU. So possibly.
Because they would have to add vampires, and that's kind of weird in the MCU right now, I think. But
yeah, and maybe that's how they maybe introduce him, because he's a vampire slayer, but then there's these things And he's like, "What the fuck are these?" That's how he gets introduced to everyone. Yeah, look at that. Look at what we stumbled upon.
So where is Shang-Chi? Because Shang-Chi outdid his dad with the rings, right? Like immediately when he wielded them, it seems like he proved to be more powerful, right?
That's because he knew his mom's kung fu.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. It is because he had the Teilao in him, right? He had the gift of the protector, right?
Yeah.
Within his soul. He was able to actually capture the rings from his dad in the middle of a fight. Right? Pretty impressive, you know, like, going against this guy who's lived for centuries, dominating everybody he's come across, and you go against him empty-handed, and you could be through the power of kung fu be able to capture the rings in midair, you know. And then not only that, you like go Super Saiyan and annihilate the beast at the end by like drilling his fucking chest open or whatever. Like with that was some gory stuff that he was doing with those rings, spinning them, you know, to cut them open. Like where does Shang-Chi rank on the MCU power meter now? I don't know, man. It's like how
Well,
powerful is he?
Well, I would say he's below gods. That's for sure. But definitely above Captain America and all of them. So
I feel like Iron Man could like invent some like drone thing to go capture the ring out of midair and just like take it from him.
yeah, but who knows? But if it has like some kind of supernatural powers, it could possibly.
The thing about him is he was powerful even without the rings, though, because he was able to stop his dad, who had the rings, without the rings.
Yeah, well, because
Right?
he knew the Tai Chi moves.
Yeah.
Right, that's what
He
I'm
could
saying
bend
though.
air.
But like,
He was an airbender.
his mom, like his dad didn't stand a chance, even with the rings against his mom. Right?
Yeah.
So the rings isn't everything. The rings are just enhance his whatever he's got going on.
Well, he only has that power when he's in Talo or whatever.
Oh, really?
The airbending power. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Because his mom, when she left,
Mm.
she didn't have it.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe he puts a little bit of Tylo's dirt in his pocket, kind of like Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, so he can have that power always with him. Unless he goes to freaking Doctor Strange and Wong trains him and somehow harness that power, even not when he's not in Tylo either. So maybe he's able to tap into that potential anywhere.
That's the next evolution of Shang-Chi. When he can harness the power of I know we're butchering this name over and over again, so I'm gonna get killed in the comments later. It's Talo, you fucking moron, or Taylao, or whatever. I'm sorry. Whatever it is, Talo is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think it's Tylo.
That's the next evolution. If he can harness the power, then hey, he could be like up there with some of the best of them, right? Because okay, so Captain America, Super Soldier, right? But now it's Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson isn't even a super soldier, right?
Well, Captain America is actually stronger because he can hold Thor's hammer now too. So
Right.
But he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's Sam Wilson now. Sam Wilson's not even a super
Oh
soldier.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Sam Wilson just flies. He has a flying suit.
Yeah.
He has wings and a shield. So like he's pretty vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like he won't take the super serum. I think that's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah, I think he will, because he knows that he's
to stop
he's not going to be able to defeat any like super villain that has some kind of like outrageous powers.
I think it's gonna become to the point where he's like is forced with the decision of having to take it in order to save somebody or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be the only way you could get him to take it, probably, is if it was
Yeah,
absolute necessity or failure,
yeah.
right?
Now there are rumors from this is back in Endgame during Endgames, I think, that uh we it's not the last
Yeah.
of the Red Skull. We haven't seen the last of him. Um, possibly see him again. Um, possibly with this all multiverse now. Uh, maybe Captain America doesn't kill him and crash the plane, something along the lines. I think they're going to bring him back. Same thing with Ultron is also going to be be making an appearance as well. These are just rumors from what I've
How they
heard.
do that with like just because the timeline's all jacked now.
Yeah, timelines being all jacked up um and they with Ultron with Vision taking them out now in timeline, an alternate timeline, if Vision was never made, Ultron was never defeated. And also was possibly you know, would it have been created because of Thor? So a lot of things are variables with how Ultron was pretty much um you know
Maybe he comes back through the multiverse and finds an internet connection and uploads himself to this universe.
yeah, who knows? I think it's possible.
So it's just really like confusing with all of this shit going on. There's just too much stuff.
I mean, you won't really know until like next
Yeah.
year when the multiverse kind of gets fleshed out a bit.
Right, exactly. There's Loki. There's the whole Loki events. There's which makes all of this stuff possible. There's the stuff we've seen in the Spider-Man trailer with Doctor Strange, and is that tied to Loki? Right? Is that tied to those events? There's the Eternals thing going on now. There's the stuff with WandaVision and the Hex, and the Hex Blast or whatever that went out everywhere. There's just like so many freaking possibilities. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. I still think my theory, I still think the people that were within that hex in WandaVision are going to be mutants and possibly start uh the whole X-Men universe and all the mutant universe, I should say, not just X-Men. I believe so. Because we saw what happened with Monica Rambo when she went through, but she went through what 3 times, and then that's what changed her.
Well, the last one
Um,
was like where the freaking like moon landing ship wouldn't even go through or whatever. So it's like she just walked through it instead. That's
mhm,
what changed her there, right?
yeah. So possibly, but she, with her being in there for, the third time is what changed her. Maybe the other people, because they were in there for so long, possibly changed their DNA. Um, and bring up the whole mutants, but we'll see. Because we saw the Quicksilver. It wasn't the movie Quicksilver. It was of the MCU. It was it Fox's
Yeah,
version?
I'm still confused about that because it was all just a figment of her creation, right?
Yeah. So is that going to be multiverse? Like messing with, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
so it was like an
but he was fast though. He was
right.
Quicksilver.
He
He
had
was quick.
abilities like Quicksilver, but it was like just some guy that lived in a room that like Harkness hired.
Yeah.
I
But
don't understand how that I don't understand that still. You know, I need somebody that's really smart to explain that to me. Jasper.
Are you talking about the Quicksilver from Ultron, or
Well, okay, so they had the
no.
Quicksilver from X-Men from like Days of Future Past, right?
yeah?
Yeah.
In Wanda's Hex living as her brother coming back, and he had abilities, but it was just a guy that looked that was living in a basement pretending to be Quicksilver for
I didn't
Agatha
watch
Harkness.
WandaVision, so I don't know. But
Okay.
I couldn't watch that. I couldn't stand it. So
Which one?
How
What?
far did you get into it?
WandaVision, the first episode in like 10 minutes.
Okay, so
Dude. Okay, the first two episodes are like it's a reason why it wasn't like the episodic form like TV series. It explains why it was like that. Once you get to the third episode, it's so much better from there on out. It
I know
just
there's a Vision fight and like the Wanda Blast. I know all about that. It's just like
yeah, it's like a completely different show. Like it,
yeah.
they were really bold with that show by going there in the first two episodes, and I think it turned a lot of people off because they're like, "What the fuck is this thing?" You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch I Love Lucy. Like, I want to watch a Marvel movie or Marvel show, right? But what they turned it into over time was like the coolest thing. I can't recommend, like, especially episode 3 and beyond.
so. I'll skip the first two. Got it.
Dude, you can completely skip the first two, honestly. But I will
Yeah.
say this: if you skip the first two, watch the last like minute or two of the first two,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then like it's also building up this other character that
Mhm.
comes into play in Agatha Harkness, right? Through those other episodes. So if you can live without building her up, go for it, and then just go like episode 3 and beyond,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It
And
gets
it's
so
just
much
shit
better.
starts to get weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another thing: new characters, right? What is the core of the MCU now? Because okay, before it was Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider Man,
I would say he's the new
Ant
core,
Man.
but
Um, so now like we have new characters all over the place. Like we have Monica Rambeau, Agatha Harkness. We have White Vision.
Yeah.
We have um, freaking Shang-Chi and Aquafina. I forget her name again. I guess is it Kathy? Kate? I can't.
Katie,
Kate.
Katie,
I think it was
Katie.
Katie.
Okay.
Katie.
Uh, we have uh the other Loki. Um,
Oh, don't forget the new Black Widow.
we have John Walker, new Black Widow. We have fucking hey.
all the Eternal people coming.
Yeah, we have Owen Wilson's character. What was it?
Morbius.
Is it Morbius or Mobius? Or I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Geez, like, and we got the Eternals coming, right? Like you said, that's like
Hawkeye
how
and
many?
Katie
Yeah.
Katie
Okay.
Bishop.
Fuck. That wasn't our next topic. There, I forgot all about it. Hawkeye, in this trailer. Haley Steinfeld, best archer to ever in the world, apparently, according to her, right?
Karen and her.
What did y'all think? Did y'all see the Hawkeye trailer?
So far I'm not feeling it. I don't know. It just,
Too
but we'll
Christmassy
see.
for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this also could tie in with 10 Rings too, possibly. because whenever he was I think what Japan, he was fighting all those
He was fighting
soldiers.
just the Yakuza, I think, there, not the Ten
Yeah,
Rings.
but Ten Rings is also part of the Yakuza. So and what he was fighting, they could have just mentioned it was Yakuza, but maybe they didn't learn that it was Ten Rings,
Oh, I
and
see
then
what you're saying,
now
yeah.
it's like, oh, this was Ten Rings, so we can maybe see a part of that is being played out with Hawkeye, um, to bring all this into fruition.
What
With
if it's
what
the
we,
new Ten Rings?
Mm,
Well, we were talking about something that's already happened, though.
Right, I know, but in Hawkeye, this new trailer,
Oh, okay.
what if they bring that back? Because like it's like his past is catching up with him, right? Maybe like there's gonna be some of that going on. Maybe they come for him there, retribution, or maybe it's the Black Widow, the new Black Widow comes for him.
Well, to me, it looked like Kate Bishop or whatever was like being a copycat of Ronan when Hawkeye was in
Yeah,
Endgame or whatever.
hmm
So maybe she pissed some people off and Hawkeye's trying to help her.
that
yeah,
would make sense. Maybe the people that were coming after him before are coming after her
Yeah.
yeah,
because they're looking for him.
yeah, because then they're like, okay, she's a good skilled archer, Ronan, is this guy, and possibly thinking there's some ties there, and then he
I think
finds
she was
out because
dressing as him, even right? It was like in the trailer. Didn't wasn't she wearing his outfit?
Yeah. Maybe Hawkeye's like getting some heat because like the gang that was fighting hers like thinks it's Hawkeye, but it's not Hawkeye, it's her. So she brought heat onto Hawkeye.
could be, could very well be. 'Cause that comes out soon too, does it not?
I think November 25th, I think.
Yeah, so that'll be after. I think She-Hulk comes before that, correct?
No, She-Hulk is next year, March, I think.
Okay, so next year. So okay, then so the next TV series is going to be Hawkeye, and then
And then there's gonna be a She-Hulk. So it's like, dude, it's like we've kind of like it has grown a lot. Look, okay, then we had Black Panther, and we had so many different things, right, over the last 10 years. But it's like they're not stopping. Like this is growing, and who are the main Avengers going to be? Shang-Chi,
Oh, um,
because this is going to lead
Spider-Man.
up to new Avengers movies, probably you would think, right?
Yeah, Avengers 4 or
They
what?
announced a new, didn't they announce it in the timeline? Like a new
Yeah,
Avengers?
there's
Did
yeah,
they?
there's a new Avengers. Um, well, I mean, it's setting up a lot of things because with She-Hulk being around and Katie Bishop, um, and now with Scarlet Witch trying to find her twins, that's setting up young Avengers as well. So it's setting up multiple teams. So I'm thinking possibly in the new Avengers, is going to be Doctor Strange, um, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, maybe Black Widow's sister, depending on how that story unfolds. Um, don't know if Hawkeye will. Um, depends on how the show ends.
I think the
If
next Avengers will be more like kind of laid back, like more people versus people, not like a giant galactic threat, though. Like I think they're gonna save the galactic threat for a little bit later on till they can bring like the
Yeah.
Eternals and all those people into like the
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We won't.
We'll get a
We won't
Loki.
see. We won't see that.
Well,
'Cause
Loki was like the first Avengers villain, right?
Yeah.
But he did bring in a galactic invasion onto Earth, right? So like
yeah,
even though that was more toned down from the other crazy stuff they went through with somebody trying to wipe out half of civilization in the universe, um like this was it was still a galactic invasion. Like I'm curious how where they're going to go, because Shang-Chi, yeah, okay, the the soul sucker was a threat, right? It was a threat, but nothing like what the Avengers have faced before, right? I would say. Like if the Avengers were involved, they could have just wiped that soul sucker out so fast. Just Iron Man blast the fuck out of them, right? They should have been gone.
Yeah.
They should have just called the
Yeah.
Avengers, right?
Yeah. I don't know how I because I know with they're gonna try. The only thing I could think of is that Loki's gonna come back, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because uh Thor is like, "I saw you die in front of me.
Yeah.
How are you here now?" And it's gonna blow his mind. I don't know what he's gonna. I think he's gonna have either like have a freaking breakdown or something.
Well, how many times
But
has Thor seen Loki die in front of him, though? You know what I mean?
true. I mean, you know,
He would just
felt-
think Loki was pulling another trick. Probably. I don't know.
yeah, and possibly won't believe him that there's an ultimate threat in King the Conqueror. They, you know, and that whole fiasco, and how that goes about. But you know, I think we're gonna probably see a whole. I think Galactus is gonna be the whole universal threat that's gonna come. That's gonna, you know, that's gonna bring.
He's a celestial.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Galactus
Not?
isn't.
Okay.
I looked
Galactus
that
is
up
not
today
supposed
because
to-
I was looking at the
Okay.
Celestials.
Okay, because he
Okay.
looks like a celestial. That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking.
But that brings Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, X-Men. So it brings all that shit.
So the Silver Surfer is like Galactus's like minion, right? Am I wrong?
Well, so far we haven't even seen like the shows like cross over with the movies, really. So we still got to see how Kang's gonna maybe go into the movies, or
I
like
think
no
that's
shows
gonna
really
be in
crossed over.
Spider-Man.
Well,
I think so.
with Scarlet Witch, that crosses over with Doctor Strange too. That's it's set up that the Captain America Winter Soldier is what, you know, the ending of that is called. That's, you know, that's
Oh, you mean with the evil lane? Yeah, setting up.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so man, this is too much to keep up with, though. They're building an evil team is being built right now. The Hunt
Yeah.
Avengers, pretty much. It seems like, right?
It's
The
either-
anti-Avengers. We don't know which team it is. Do we?
either Dark Avengers or it's going to be Team Thunderbolt, the Team Thunderbolt.
Right. So I feel like that team is more cohesive right now already than fucking Avengers is, because like we got Captain America is dead, Iron Man is dead, Spider-Man's like identity is blown and he's having teenager problems and needs Doctor Strange's help to figure that out. So who do we have left right now? Okay.
Black
Wait.
Widow's dead.
Black Widow's dead. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So out of the
Thor.
actual Avengers, like core Avengers team, we have Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's a fuck up. All right, so let's not hold out our hope on Ant-Man. Okay, so there's Ant-Man
And the
there's-
Wasp.
Thor.
and the Wasp. Okay, so we got a little bit more hope with the Wasp. Thor is alive, but he's running off to space with the Guardians, right? So he's not gonna be on Earth.
Possibly White Vision.
White Vision, okay, but he doesn't even know who he is really right now. So he's like doesn't know where his allegiances lie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Scarlet Witch, sort of.
Having mental
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, she's having a
Yeah.
breakdown on her own, right?
Yeah, but when in the comics, when she came over to the Avengers, they viewed her as a villain. Because of her powers and her tempering with the whole hex magic. And
I kind of felt like that was touched on with when Tony Stark was like locking her in the Avengers compound, and was it Ultron or
Mm-hmm.
it was one of them?
Yeah, it's Agent
like
Ultron.
he was foreseeing that these events pretty much then.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's how far back they were already trying to set this up for her already.
So is she
that
going to
far
be a
back.
villain though, or she's just going to kind of go off on her own and not trust anybody anymore, right?
Well, it just depends on what she does to get her kids back, or tries to get her kids back. If she starts uh, messing with the whole multiverse to get her kids back, um, and that's the whole thing. And there's the whole thing with the Morpheus, because the kids were two soul stones from him. So I mean, this is a whole other freaking thing that's going on. So it's just like,
Okay. Yeah, it's just getting it's too much, right? So I'm trying. All right.
I
So
don't know how they're gonna freaking make it all cohesive. If they can make this cohesive and not be muddled, fucking
Well, I think the thing
bravo.
is we're seeing like multiple storylines right now. Like we're not
Mhm.
seeing like the main
main
like
story.
No,
storyline. We're seeing like, oh, here's the Avengers like stuff happening, and here's like Eternal stuff happening. It's like it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're doing a whole setup, like the read
We're seeing multiple setups, yeah,
exactly.
not just one thing.
No, I mean this is there again. I feel that there's going to be like at least 3 years of setup with all these movies and all the TV shows before they start even getting an idea of
What's actually
what
happening?
threat is coming and how they're all going to come
When
together.
did Thanos make his first appearance?
The first Avengers at the end.
Yeah,
Just at
it
the
was
end
just
when he's like his
Yeah,
said
it was the
little
ending cutscene.
right.
yeah.
And
it
then
wasn't. It wasn't until mm,
So phase 2 is when we got like really started getting a lot of Thanos teases.
yeah.
when
it was like
when
almost
Iron Man had his vision or whatever.
that was all Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So
We
yeah,
had
I think-
Guardians. It was in
Mm-hmm.
phase 2.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So that was like towards the end of phase 2.
Interesting.
So we got to get through phase 4 to find the big bad guy tease, and then
Okay. So we'll find out in phase 5 who the big baddie is.
Yeah.
So it's not
But
going to
they
be
could do-
Kang. Kang's just going to be
Kang's-
used as a tool for the
Kang,
multiverse.
I think Kang is the mid-level boss to the real threat.
He's the
that's out there.
Loki or the okay. So or what was the guy's name in Guardians 1? Like the
Ronan the
Ronan.
warrior?
Yeah. Okay. So now there's
Ronan
another
the
Ronan.
Destroyer.
With the spelled differently. Okay.
Ronan the Destroyer.
So all right. So when you say mid-level boss, you mean like a Loki or a Ronan?
Well, more than a Ronan, because he's not going to be one, like, he's not going to be
Yeah.
halfway through the movie bad. Like, he's going to be multiple movies, but they're going to figure out that, they're going to think that this is another Thanos level boss until they realize that there's someone that's far beyond that, with Galactus as being like, and when they figure that out, like,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, fuck.
or maybe I forgot what he's called, but the what if guy at the beginning, the giant head dude, whatever they're called, maybe
The
one of those.
Watchers.
Yeah,
Oh, a Watcher could be
Yeah.
Be the main villain. That'd be interesting. So okay, we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier are two Avengers that are out there doing their thing, right? They're still on board, right? So we got them two. We got presumably Black Panther or some form of Black Panther is going to happen because there's a Black Panther 2 coming, right? So I don't know how they're handling that with the passing of the mantle type deal or what they're doing. But so Black Panther is still in play. Plus Shang-Chi and Captain Marvel. And I don't know what the deal is with the Hulk. I don't know if he can change the Hulk anymore or what.
he's just having performance issues,
Yeah. He's not Professor Hulk anymore. So that cool relationship they had is gone now. And now it's just Hulk. Hey, welcome back to the Speculators Master Clown. I appreciate you, dude. So, man, it's just like so much. And a Hawkeye, like, is there going to be 2 Hawkeyes, or are they going to settle that at the end of this? Is he going to go off into retirement and with his family, and she's going to pick up the mantle as Hawkeye? That's Kate Bishop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 things I think are going to happen. Either they're going to finish Hawkeye and Kate Bishop's going to take over, or he trains her and then he perishes in another movie, and then that what brings her along to to form maybe the Young Avengers or something along the line.
Oh, Young Avengers now. Okay. With Black Widow's sister, maybe as well. Or she's not that young, right? Florence Pugh.
Well, yeah, Young Avengers is Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, the Scarlet Witch's twins.
Probably Miss Marvel, because that movie's supposed to come out in like
Yes.
2 years.
Oh,
Miss
yeah,
Marvel.
Miss Marvel. Fucking hey,
Yeah.
dude. Another one.
Miss Marvel, and
Blade.
a couple other.
Yeah, but I know Blade's not Young Avengers. I'm
Blade's
not
probably
that.
solo. Yeah.
But like, is Blade going to be tied to all this, or is he just going to be his own thing?
No, that's why we were thinking possibly he's killing vampires and those type of monsters, and then maybe possibly one of those soul suckers escaped Paolo, and and is like, what the hell is this? And then that's how he's introduced to the Marvel through Shang-Chi, because he's trying to chase him down.
I don't know. He's like a freaking vampire, though. Like, I don't know, like how, because in that world of Blade, vampires exist, right?
Yeah.
So that's almost as big of a thing as having like mutants.
Maybe he's
exist.
a mutant hunter. Maybe he hunts X-Men down.
Yeah. I don't want them to change Blade too much, right? To make him fit. We'll see.
No, I don't think they're gonna change him per se in that aspect. I think they're going to incorporate of what's going on with the movies to what so his world could be an alternate universe where in his world it's just there's no mutants, there's no superheroes, it's just like vampires, werewolves, things like that along the lines.
I could see that.
And then he gets drawn in, maybe Doctor Strange recruits him because now there's a big bad and they need all the help they can get. So let's see. Yeah, so Cassandra Lang, which is what's his name? Ant-Man's daughter.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop, Miss America,
Miss Marvel,
which is Miss Marvel, Loki, possibly a villain for them. Iron Lad, King the Conqueror is in it.
Is this from the comics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spider-Man, Wiccan, which is one of Scarlet Witch's
kids.
Yeah. Morgan Stark, so maybe she takes over the Iron Man suit.
I just feel like if they do all that, it's like it's too much.
I think like the main guy that helped fight King was Nathan Richards or whatever, which is like an Iron Man dude, but it's Mr. Fantastic's son.
Or is his son?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's
or like great son or whatever. I don't know. He's like 300 years in the future.
Yeah, that King is the grandfather of Richard, right? He's the grandfather. Great.
Nathan Richards is Mr. Fantastic's. Mr. Fantastic would be his great 5 times the grandfather.
Yeah. And then I think Kang is like a descendant of him, but in the future.
Oh, I don't know about King being related, but
Yeah. I think they
I think it's the
touched
same
on
person
that.
or something. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I've looked into it too, and I get confused because I think there's different versions, right, of the story that are out there from different comics and stuff. So I don't know, but it's there's a lot to process with all this stuff, and trying to figure it out is like because we don't know. Like all we know in the MCU is what's happened so far, and trying to figure out what's going on in the future is crazy because there's too many possibilities right now and so many characters. It's absolutely insane. But all we can also focus on is the fact that they put out another fucking good movie. Like it was like definitely worth watching. Um,
And before we um uh Namor,
yeah,
he's like the Aquaman, the Marvel's Aquaman.
yeah.
They're making a movie with them too.
I think Universal owns him, doesn't he?
So that's a possibility. I think they haven't announced it, but that was like somebody posted like a leaked like wall art thing of like a bunch of possible movie names for future ones, and I think Namora was one of those. And I don't think it's like announced that they're doing anything with that, but I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see though. Some of the other ones was like other Thor movies and some other stuff too was on that list. I'm hoping that that list was accurate because there was a bunch of you had it as your background one day, Psycho.
Oh yeah, so that's this one. I still have it. It's under my favorites. Um,
But it's like not a real list. It's like a fan made list.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the Illuminati, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Black Widow Levitation, the Mighty Thor, Fantastic Four, Wasp, the other Black Panther, Spider-Man Dimensions, and then Nova.
We'll see how far Spider-Man goes.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think Spider-Man's done
Captain
after this
Marvel.
one. As with
Um,
MCU, we'll see. I mean, they might try and make it work, but I don't know, man. Like with the way the MCU's done too, like with their contracts where they're saying they don't need long-term deals and stuff. Like it almost seems like they're just content, maybe just doing some of the offshoot stuff, like some of the things that people haven't heard of and don't need the big names, right? Like we're getting Shang-Chi and the Eternals. Like I never heard of any of those before this, right? So
And it shows they can be successful without having,
mhm,
Spider-Man as a name.
exactly. So they don't have to make that deal with
well,
them.
see, that's the thing. Like Tom Holland's Spider-Man is still part of Sony.
Yes, but they have to make
So
an arrangement with Disney, like because before this movie was uh came out, before the last two actually, like or before after the last one, like his deal was done. And there was like, okay, he's done in the MCU. He was sad. It was on Twitter. He's like, it's a sad day. It's like
Yeah,
my
they had all
last day
that
with
Twitter
MCU.
backlash.
Like, and then like there was all this backlash. Like everybody was like speaking up. No, this can't be it. Like, because we need more of this. It's too short. And then they came together like, hey, we're pleased to announce that there will be another Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, and he will be in the other MCU movies going forward for a while. But I think after this next one is up, I think the contract is over. I think we'll see what they do going forward. And I think this Spider-Man movie is probably a result of whatever agreements that they made with Sony, right? But that's why we're getting so many cameos from like the Sony movies. They may be trying to build up their own thing or something. Like,
Since Morbius is a Sony movie, why does it have the Vulture in it at the end? Like, I can't think of his name, but the guy that played Vulture in the first Spider-Man,
Michael
he's at the
Keaton.
end of the he's at the end of the trailer of the Morbius thing.
Well, all those Spider-Man movies been Sony.
Yeah.
But that was the MCU, so I guess they
Well,
could still
They're still
take care of
Sony.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Sony, but Marvel, they struck the deal, between.
Basically, they made a Sony movie, but made it into an MCU movie.
Yeah.
Right. So it was
Yeah.
like I don't understand exactly how they made the deals work, but even that's why the Spider-Man movies aren't on Disney Plus. It's like the only ones. They're coming
because it's
supposedly
Sony.
they struck a deal again to get them on there or something, I think, but they're not on there, right?
No, because you'll see those. 'Cause you can see them. What is it? Amazon Prime has No Way Home, I believe. Or Homecoming. They have one of them. I think it's
I
Homecoming.
think I saw the Toby ones and Andrew Garfield ones last night. I don't know if
Yeah, I think they have like either Homecoming or No Way Home. I know they have one of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. Because I watched that and I was like, fuck, I don't want to have to rent.
Yeah, no.
I forget whichever one it was, and then I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, hey, looking forward to when does Hawkeye come out? November, yes said?
25th, I think.
Yeah, November 25th, and then we get what's the next movie to come out is
Eternals is the 15th, I think, of November, or
Okay.
the 5th, something like that.
and then we get
Spider-Man.
Venom in October.
Yep.
Yeah.
And anything else that I'm missing?
Spider-Man's the 17th of December.
Of December.
But between now and Venom, is there anything else superhero related?
No, I don't
I don't think
believe
so.
they're gonna finish out What If.
Yeah, they're working on that
under-
still.
I think they have. I don't know how many episodes. 'Cause I knew that with the others there was 6.
I think they said this is the mid-season with the episode 6 here for What If.
I need to. Did you like it? This episode.
I didn't
6?
watch.
Oh, you didn't
I
watch 6. You Psycho did.
I
right?
watched it. Yeah, I watched it. It's different because of what takes place. Because this is the What If Killmonger saves Tony Stark. So the events of what happened with Killmonger with Wakanda changes. I won't say what happened.
Yeah.
But this is Chadwick Boseman's gonna be his he has like one more appearance in What If, and then that's like the last spoken part, so he's done. But
Did y'all
it was
notice?
pretty good.
Did y'all notice for the parts of What If with like certain actors, like they don't really have their likenesses, but in the other ones they do? Like Black Widow doesn't look like Scarlett Johansson.
I didn't pay attention to that.
No,
I just
no,
know
no.
like I
It
haven't
didn't
really
say-
heard Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man yet, so I'm like, they
Yeah.
didn't pay for him.
It's interesting, like certain characters and actors, it's like dead on likeness, voice, you can tell, and then other ones, it's like that's different. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just kind of interesting. Like
I think
maybe
it came down to the
contract
money.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. So What If has been hit or miss for me so far. There's good episodes.
Yeah.
There's bad episodes, and there's great episodes.
Yeah,
So
this is a good episode.
Yeah.
It's not like holy shit.
Doctor Strange was the high for me. That episode was amazing.
The Doctor Strange and the Star-Lord one was the two of the best.
Yeah, I didn't like the Star-Lord one.
I like 4 and 5. Those are the only ones I've liked so far.
Yeah. I liked 3 and 4. Which one was 3?
I didn't watch it, but I think it had the Hulk in it, didn't it?
3 is the one where all the Avengers die.
Yeah, that one I didn't.
I see. I liked 3 and 4. I don't know why I liked seeing them all die. Like, but anyway.
Yeah, see, I like 2 and what was 4 again?
Doctor Strange was 4.
Yeah, so 2 and 4 and were the top, and then this and one was in the middle, and then zombies and killing all the Avengers was my bottom two.
Cool. All right, guys. So hey, we're gonna. I think we're gonna have a hour and a half show tonight. There's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Right now, honestly, I wanted to do this deeper dive into Shang-Chi and kind of go into like what does some of this stuff mean, and I think we had fun doing that. And then there's a lot of other cool stuff coming too. But hey, Jasper, thanks for making your first appearance as a full-time FunPopian.
Yeah. Just want to thank everybody who came out in the chat. You can check me out at Jasper Gaming on YouTube, and it's Jasper_Gaming_ on Twitter. Just drop a follow if you want to. I would appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah, man. You got a good channel, actually. Like good. His quality of his uploads is high. Good quality video. So check that out. Psycho, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, so first I want to say thanks to everyone that came out and chat tonight. You guys were awesome. Really good to see everyone. Jasper, awesome addition. You're a wealth of knowledge in all things, especially Halo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you guys can find me everywhere at Psychonauts 8 on social media. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast. Gamer Chat's one word. I haven't really done anything in a while. It's just been, life's been kicking my ass. So, but I will start doing things soon. If you guys haven't heard, Players of Everything, Master of None, we have taken a hiatus. With Lady and Arsonist and myself and Mike, a lot of personal stuff have come up, and we just decided to put the show on the back burner for a moment, and we'll come back to it whenever everyone's ready to start doing it again. So, and then here every Wednesdays at 10 o'clock and Fridays with M7 and at 9 o'clock, right? So
Yep.
Nav,
hey,
where can everyone find you, brother?
Hey, I'm right here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Nice chill Shang-Chi show tonight and Marvel stuff. I'll come up with some fun stuff for next week. Maybe we'll bring back FunPop trivia too. That'll be fun with Jasper on here.
I hate being on the spot though.
Yeah. We had you'll like some of the answers that I can come up with for FunPop trivia.
Oh my god. Yeah, because 3-Bit didn't want to lose. That's why he fucking quit. Let's go.
Yeah. 3-Bit. I know you're out there. Hey, you guys all rock. Seriously, the chat, see Phasma, and saw Dreadpool hanging out in there. Lady, Back from Dead. So Rick Payne, thank you guys for stopping by, and watching this little fun show where we just talk about whatever the hell we want to, movies, TV shows, and stuff. So catch us again Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Also, Fun Speculation has Xbox Ultimate on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to have a good show this week. We had Obi-Wan coming on the show on Friday. So look forward to that, guys. And then stay tuned for a future show announcement coming soon. My wife is still sick, so once she's better, gonna get everything going with all that stuff. And I hope you feel better, babe. Good thing about her being sick is she was incoherent enough to force her to watch a Star Wars movie last night. That was a thing. It happened. And there will be more. I will force her to watch more, even if it means she's half in a daze when she's watching them. It's okay. She will remember, I hope. So, all right, guys. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Later, everybody.
FunPop. FunPop.